It'll be a verbal.
Or now I can just. Nice job, high five.
One shot, one kill. Ronnie did.
Now introducing your BudHole podcast, Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
What's up, girl?
I love the BudHole.
Who doesn't love the BudHole?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the BudHole episode 127.
A little short.
Plus
but-
120,
Yeah.
roughly, right in that range.
This is why I don't do this shit,
It's
guys.
247. That's why Scott's here.
That's why we need Scott. Welcome back, Scott.
Thank you, everybody.
I know you were
I'm
here
glad to
last
be here.
week, but you're here
Didn't
again.
feel it. Yeah.
I'm super stoked to be back a week later in Brandon's BudHole. It's nice.
Wait, you missed one?
No, I was here last week.
He was, but like, was he really here? You know, he just kind of sat there sometimes, said a few things, went
Especially in the
home.
movie reviews.
He's talking about napping today.
Yeah, I was telling Gage right before we cracked the opening here. I was like, I think what I'm going to do is just announce the episode number because you guys clearly can't get that right. And then I'm just going to fall asleep over here in the corner.
Slink off and go home.
Yep.
This is kind of a sleepy day.
It's been rainy,
Yeah.
cloudy.
And we should just say it right now. Next week, the BudHole's taking it off. No one's going to be here for the 4th.
I'm not going. I'll be here, but I won't be right here.
No, we're not podcasting.
No,
I'm hoping
that.
that I'm not here for the next week. I'm hoping I'm at my house,
Yeah.
especially at this time.
Yeah, me too.
You
I don't
will
want
be.
you here next week.
Recovering. Good.
Yeah, don't come.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I don't want to be here.
Well, other than us having a podcast, there's nothing important about today, June 28th.
No, there is something.
There is?
Yeah, Elon Musk. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Elon.
Happy birthday, Elon.
Musk's-
And the great
He-
Brandino shares a birthday with Elon Musk.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
And John Elway.
Really?
It's my birthday.
That's
I,
good
Aw.
company.
happy birthday.
do you guys
Brandon.
share birthdays with anyone famous?
Carry on Johnson.
Oh,
I don't know.
You know that.
My
We
Which
birthday
talked
was-
about
professional
that.
athletes have a birthday on December 21st?
That doesn't have to be professional athletes, just anyone famous.
It's probably like Caitlyn Jenner or something.
You have Jane Fonda,
Everybody.
Jane
do the
Fonda's
Jane
better than
Fonda.
Yolanda.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Oh, God. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Vincent Zappa. I'm sure there's others. I'm
Is
sure.
that
Oh,
Cobra
Stephen
Kai?
Yeun. Him and I can hide behind garbage dumpsters together. The dude from The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Oh, Emmanuel Macron. He's a
Kiefer
douche.
Sutherland. I mean, you got some good company there. Not bad.
Kiefer's not bad.
Not bad.
Caitlin Deaver from
Ray
Last
Romano.
Man Standing.
Andy Dick.
Dude, Andy Dick.
Some
Andy
people
Dick's
say
pretty
you
solid.
you
Yeah.
look like a balder Andy Dick.
A balder, fatter, a little bit.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
And
and
weren't you saying, I don't
Well,
remember if
that's
it was
funny.
on podcast or not, but you said Andy Dick actually taught you how to give a blowjob when you were watching Old School when you were younger.
That's true. He did.
And
It's
that's
got-
why you always say, who's hungry? Who's hungry?
you do say that a lot.
That's true. I do say that a lot.
That's it. Okay, that's fair.
It's
Fair
ingrained
enough.
into me from the great Andy Dick.
All right, how about June 30th? That's a pretty special day. The only one I know of is Carry on Johnson. He's
All right.
younger.
I bet you he doesn't even make this list, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely not
Mike
famous
Tyson.
enough.
Iron Mike
Oh, you got the
Tyson.
same birthday as Mike
Hey,
Tyson.
Phillips, dude, let's go.
And Michael,
and Michael Phelps.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, Fantasia Barrino. She's the runner-up on American Idol. Season
Cody
3.
Rhodes, too.
Just cut it at fucking Mike Tyson, man. That's an epic
I-
birthday
I'm gonna
share.
pop this clown.
I don't know half. Cole Swindell. That's pretty good.
Who's that motherfucker? Never
Country
heard of her.
singer. You've heard some of his songs.
Dude.
All right.
Phelps and Tyson. That's tough to top. Mike Tyson. I got the best fighter and the best swimmer in the world.
That's fair. But I have the richest man in the world, and somebody
It's
who's
kinda weird, though.
two-time Super Bowl winning champion, Jonathan Elway. Pretty sure he goes by Jonathan.
I
This
don't
was-
have very good
Just so
ones.
everybody that's watching, it's like, what the hell is the butthole doing? We will momentarily be getting to football talk.
Yeah.
But for now,
It's Brandon's
It's
birthday.
birthday
Yeah,
talk.
birthday
Star.
talk is
Who
up.
the Larry Fitzgerald. Okay, that takes Mike Tyson right there.
Fitzy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Richard,
Fitzy does not
How is-
take over Mike Tyson.
how is
Oh, for
Richard
sure
You're a
does.
Gere
damn fool.
For sure does.
25th on this list?
Richard Gere.
Gere. I didn't know like almost anyone above Richard Gere. How is he
There's
this
literally
far down?
not a single person on this list more famous than Star Lamar.
You also have Stephen Yeun. The guy from
Yeah, it's official. All these guys share a birthday with Star.
yeah.
Star or it's Shar Jackson.
Shar
I thought it was
Jackson.
another star.
So there you go. That you're
Jeff Hardy is a big time wrestler.
Chris
Chris
Tucker.
Tucker's pretty good too.
Chris Tucker is a good one.
Who the hell is Jason Maybaum? He's a 13-year-old TV actor. He must be big in like Disney or something.
Ain't no one understand the words coming out of your mouth.
I see Disney.
Superstore, teachers,
Workaholics.
I mean, what do you write these shows? That's impressive for 13.
Maybe he was the one that threw the pee at the fence in Workaholics when they tried to buy his pee.
I've never seen
He's
the show.
the overall popularity, according to famousbirthdays.com, he's number 2226, which is coincidentally only one better than Buthole's overall podcast ranking worldwide.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Not bad. Not bad.
We're in the top 8 percentile in the entire world. Butthole is. Don't check
There we
those
go.
stats.
Yeah, don't fact check that.
Yep.
Believe us.
For our specific
Nope.
sports, conspiracy theories, movie
Movie
reviews,
reviews.
Disney
and
movies.
cool shit.
Yep.
Under that category,
Yep.
we're the 8th.
Well, actually, it's Star Lamar. I'm going to blow you away here.
Fuck.
Under
Are
that
you hungry?
specific category, I'm not going to blow you. I'm going to blow you
Who's
away.
hungry? Who's hungry?
We're number
Hungry
one under
like
that
the
specific category.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
And I'll drink to that.
And coincidentally, under politics, we're also number one because nobody gives a shit about politics.
I know I sure don't. Fantasy football, though.
Fuck it.
We do talk about that a little bit.
Yep, here we go.
Here and
Fantasy
there.
football.
There's not a ton of real NFL news. There was tight end camp, tight end university, 40 tight ends from around the NFL joined Travis Kelce, Greg Olson, and George Kittle in Nashville to they probably just got real drunk and made a couple videos to look like they were actually doing things, but they wanted to, grow the brand a little bit. We had our first ever national tight end day last year. They're doing this. Tim Tebow was an uninvited guest, and they asked them about it, and they said, why would we give him a spot? They're limited spots. He's only played the position for a little bit. We wanted to get real tight ends in there. Kind of a shot, but he said it nicer than I said it. So, yeah, that's cool. We'll see if any other position groups start to do that. A DB weekend or something like that.
The
DBU.
Mannings always do a quarterback camp, don't they?
But that's for like high school or college kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they get a whole bunch of NFL quarterbacks together, dude.
So what do you think about that? Because all these tight ends are getting together. They're sharing their skills with each other, what they like, what they don't like. Isn't that kind of at the same time you think like Travis Kelce, George Kittle were really successful in the league so far. Kelce even more so than Kittle. But aren't you kind of sharing your secrets that might eventually hurt your team when you're playing against that?
In the
giving
same
the
way-
team an advantage, right?
Your team is practicing against you, and these tight ends are never going to be on the field at the same time.
No.
So it's not more or less you're upgrading your entire position. So if you do want running backs to have a higher percentage of pay and you want everyone to up their level in the game, it'll just be better for you in the end,
Yeah,
because
I
if
agree.
tight ends are playing better, they can get paid more and it'll be more regular or common to see this stuff than Kittle and Kelce being the only two to do it.
Yeah, get some more competition in that pay scale. And they view the position as undervalued
For
in
sure.
the league. And yeah, if you get, even in fantasy football, the transition to that a little bit, there's like 3 guys that people want. And after that, it's
You're
crap.
tier 1.
Yeah. And the gap between tier 1 and tier 2 is very wide.
There is no tier 2. It's tier 1 and it's tier 3.
I would.
tier 6.
I disagree. If you're talking tight ends, I would disagree. I think the top 3 are pretty clear: Kittle, Kelce, and Waller.
Yeah.
And Mark Andrews, I think, could be in a tier on his own. He's pretty good.
I think
So you
Mark
think-
Andrews would be in the same boat as Jonnu Smith, TJ Hawkinson,
Absolutely not.
TJ
Irv
Hawkinson.
No.
Smith. These guys could all
Not Irv Smith.
be in the
Irv
same
Smith and
thing
Jonnu
as
Smith
Mark
are not
Andrews.
even close to Mark Andrews, dude. Not even close.
I disagree.
Look up the numbers.
Yeah, Mark Andrews has a fucking running back throwing him footballs. It doesn't count.
It does count.
His numbers are going to be better, but Irv Smith was also, I wouldn't put him in that category yet. I think he could step into it this year, but he hasn't had a full 16 of being the full starter like Mark Andrews has.
Hey, why don't you look at contracts? Who gets paid more? I'd bet it's Jonnu.
especially after this offseason. Yeah.
Definitely.
It will be. Yeah, for sure.
Production
So his
wise,
value,
though, Mark
his value
Andrews.
to his, whatever team signed him, they view him at the same level that Mark Andrews did because he just signed last year, didn't he?
Well, that's not true. And the NFL, free agency in the NFL absolutely just skews everything. Basically, the NFL is if you're a decent player whose contract came up last. That's how the NFL basically works.
I mean, look at Austin Hooper. You got one of the biggest tight end deals just for being a free agent tight end.
Same tier
As Mark Andrews
when he was playing
with
on the-
Atlanta.
yeah,
Yeah, he played really well then. But
same tier.
at this stage of the game, is he the same tier as Mark Andrews?
No, but that's why I'm saying tight ends after those three, you really don't know what you're going to get.
Hawkinson, I might give you, but Jonnu Smith, I'm going to push back on that all day.
So when you look at points scored in a PPR league last year, week 1 through week 16, Kelsey's 1, Waller was 2, TJ Hawkinson was 3.
Now, Kittle was hurt.
Go down. Continue going down.
Robert Tonyan, Logan Thomas, and then Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews all the way up to TJ Hawkinson are 4 points apart.
But click on Mark Andrews and look at his numbers over the last, he's done it for 4 years now, had big numbers. That's why I would put him in a tier of his own. And it's not like he's old either. He's still going to have a good, productive year this year. Or
I think he's a valuable tight end.
He's going into
but
his 5th year.
I would say there's a handful of guys that will match in with him.
like
as far as
Hawkins,
production-wise.
I'll give you Hawkinson. Irv Smith, I'm going to push back on all day. Jonnu Smith, I'm going to push back on all day.
Jonnu signing with the Patriots after they signed Henry first, right? And then Jonnu went there second.
No,
opposite.
Jonnu 1, Henry
Jonnu
2.
first.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. The 2 tight ends set there. I get they're going to use them. I don't like it, especially for fantasy.
I would like it if it was still Tom Brady.
So outside of
How
the
about
top
your guy
3,
Noah Fant? Yeah.
On actual production numbers, he's around 9-10, I would say.
I mean, last year he was 12.
yeah.
He's going into his 4th year.
Mark Andrews?
Yeah, he's still on his rookie contract. I take back everything I was saying about contract because by the time he signs it, he probably will get paid more than Joe.
But I do think
No
that
way.
there's a tier after the top 3. I think there's a tier. I don't know exactly who you'd put in it. We could argue about that till we're blue in the face, but I think Hawk and Andrews would be in it.
Pitts.
I don't think yet.
Pitts as a rookie, I think you could argue it just because of all the
If
hoopla.
you're
But
not going to
no.
argue Irv Smith, you can't argue Pitts. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you could argue.
No,
Pitts.
you can't.
Pitts is a rookie. He was drafted
So,
in the top
How
6.
do rookies do in the fucking NFL?
Pitts is the clear-cut number
Rookie tight
1
ends.
tight end.
How do rookie tight ends do in the NFL? First round picks specifically.
You don't think Irv Smith is a clear cut? You think Conklin's going to battle for the number 1 spot?
There's been nothing out of the Vikings and the Vikings situation that said Irv Smith is hands down our starting tight end.
How many tight
All they've talked about is how much they like Conklin, and Conklin was used a lot last
You're
year
a
at the end of the
fucking
year.
Fool.
Conklin he's useful. He's got decent hands. He's a good blocking tight end, but Irv Smith is the number 1 guy. Conklin, they run a lot of 2 tight end sets. Conklin is going to be in there, and he's going to get some targets. But Irv Smith is the number 1 guy.
I agree.
He's
I
gotta
think
be.
Irv will be too. But do you think Irv Smith? I don't know, dude. I think if I'm ranking them, I would rank Pitts ahead of Irv Smith. Kirk doesn't put out big time numbers to tight ends.
He also hasn't had a big, fast, athletic tight end. He's had a
and-
safety blanket that catches the ball and goes down 3
But he
yards
still
later.
has a safety blanket in Thielen. Kirk's going to throw a lot to Thielen and Jefferson. He always does.
Yes, but you can't just throw to those 2. Who's the next guy outside of them?
Kyle
you get
Rudolph
Cook.
being out of the
BB.
game is massive.
Son of former
Legend.
NFL player Don BB.
That's Don Beebe's son?
Chad BB is Don BB's
There
son.
is no way.
It's true. He is.
What?
I
I
heard
have
it.
a Don Beebe card
Shut the front door.
somewhere over there.
Rudolph is a vulture for touchdown.
I just think
He was.
I don't know. I'm not trying to I love Irv Smith, but I just got to see more out of Kirk. There's just a few things. First of all, the Vikings are a run first offense, which isn't exactly great for production.
It sets up huge for the play action to your tight end, though.
I hope Irv Smith goes off for 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. I'm not an Irv Smith hater.
or Logan Thomas.
I'm Irv Smith.
When Logan Thomas was just a 1-year thing last year.
I just think Logan Thomas was in a perfect situation to get some balls, and now the whole Washington offense is better, and they have a new quarterback. So, like, who's to say Logan Thomas is going to replicate what he did? I like Logan Thomas as a prospect, but
Irv Smith or Robert Tonyan.
if Rodgers is there, I'd go Tunyon. But Tunyon last year had 2 games, I think, of 3 touchdowns. If you
Yeah.
eliminate those 2 games, he wasn't that great of a
He's
tight
like
end.
tight end 15.
You guys are damn fool. You can't
No.
take out 2 games.
Yeah, when you're talking about
Okay,
projecting forward, yes, you can.
Hold on. Before you go there, I just want to remind you of your argument against Tyreek Hill
Yes.
about how he's only good. He has big games, and he wouldn't want him for that
And
reason.
this is why I'm arguing besides Kelsey and Kittle, I don't know if there's another tier. I'm saying that I want Kittle and Kelsey who put up 15 to 20
Waller.
points every week.
Is
Dude.
Waller not in your tier?
No.
There's a real scenario where Darren Waller finishes as tight end 1 this year, and it's not that
He
crazy.
could also finish as tight end 7. And
No,
that's
he
not
won't.
crazy.
If he's healthy, no, he won't.
Does the fact that David Carr came out and said that it's no excuses this year, it's make or break, does that change your mind at all?
I
Well,
don't know.
who cares what
No
David
excuses.
Carr says? It's Derek's team, dude.
Oh, did I say David?
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
Oh, Jesus.
But seriously, dude, Darren Waller honestly is probably the best pro comp to Kyle Pitts. He's basically a wide receiver.
How many
lining up
years
at
did it
tight
take
end.
Waller to get out into the league?
That's the funny part. Darren Waller, I believe, was an undrafted free agent who was on the Baltimore Ravens. Like, he was on their equipment staff.
He had some personal issues, some demons. I think he had a drug or alcohol problems, and
You guys sound like you have personal issues.
We
Well,
probably
yeah,
do.
I do. Definitely. Hey,
But-
I don't have time to get into them in this podcast, but there's a long list.
the first real chance he got, he ran with it, and he's been great ever since. And that was with the Raiders.
But
Which
so-
one?
Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time he was at a training camp, and they said, "Wow, this guy's good."
Here's the
He
thing.
ended up starting week 1 as tight end 1.
And he's been their
And
best
he's been
weapon
there
on
since,
offense ever
yeah.
since. Like
So,
their best passing.
I
threat.
have Robert Tunyon stats pulled up. We're screen sharing right now.
Let's
so
go.
The fans can see it. But the most targets he had in a single game was 7.
That's not a recipe for big time success, dude.
No, yeah, 6 catches, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. That skews his whole season. Now, a lot of those, he had 11 touchdowns last year. Do you think he repeats that? I don't think he repeats that, especially if Rodgers is out.
Yeah,
Green
I would
Bay's got a
agree.
few more weapons now. I think they're going to run the ball. They got Amari Rodgers. They still have the same guys as last year. I mean, I don't see Tanyan getting 11 touchdowns.
Haven't they had a similar situation in the past, like recent last 3 years, where they had some like no-name tight end have a really good year, and then he just didn't do anything after that?
Well, Richard Rodgers did that the one year, but that was a while ago now.
Yeah, but he got
I
death
don't think
threats
it
and
was
ran out of
him.
town.
Richard Rodgers had a really good year one year.
Yeah,
Jared-
but I don't think that's who I'm thinking.
Oh, you're
of.
thinking of somebody more recent?
Jared Cook had a decent year with them. Sternberger, is that the other guy?
They brought in Jimmy Graham for a
Graham,
year.
yeah.
No, it's none of those people. But maybe it wasn't even the Packers that I'm thinking of.
I'll
Oh,
say
Gary-
this.
Like the Gary Barnage,
Gary Barnage.
type of person
Okay.
is what I was thinking of. That
Jermichael Finley. He was
Yeah.
a big tight end for them for a few
he
years.
like fucked his neck up real bad though. Didn't
Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of the top 3, who are your next tight ends that you think are going to have a big fantasy year?
Mark Andrews is. I think Mark
TJ
Andrews will be
Hawkinson
top
is
10.
my one with a bullet.
Oh, that's coincidentally he's on Gage's fantasy team
This
too.
is the only one I kept.
You
I
have
think-
to have confidence in your team, man.
Yeah, and who else is Goff throwing the ball to?
Exactly. There's
Let's-
no wide receivers there.
Really quick, let's just play the game.
Quintez Cephas?
We've
Come
done this
on,
in the
Ross
past.
Brown.
What is it? BudHole ABCs?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
BudHole ABCs. Rank these guys. Hawkinson,
Hold on, we have
Jonas.
hold on, we have a bite. We have hold on.
We got some.
Here we go.
Now it is time for Scott's ABC of the week.
We've made that button. We've pressed that button twice.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of buttons we
And
haven't
this is
even
number
pressed.
2.
All right, Scott, what's your ABCs of the week?
Here are the ABCs of the week. Hawkinson, Jonas Smith, Irv Smith. Did you have anybody else?
I picked up Dawson Knox, but I don't think he's that good.
But that was after your
No,
deals.
Dawson Knox is a sneaky play though.
So here we go. Rank
like
these
him.
guys
I
for
used
the
to have 'em.
2021-22 NFL season. TJ Hawkinson, Jonnu Smith, Irv Smith. Star, we'll start with you.
I'm going TJ1. The next two are hard, and I'm going to give the slight edge to Irv because of opportunity. I think, depending on how long Cam is under center, I don't know how much action anyone on that offense is going to get. And once they switch over to Mac, I think it'll be bigger, but he's probably going to be splitting close to 50-50 with Henry before he gets injured. So I'm going to give the edge to Irv. So I'm going to go Hawk, Irv, and Jonnu.
Brandino.
I'm in the same boat. Hawkinson, I think he's clear outside of those three. He's the clear number one. Jonnu, I don't like it. The target share he's going to have. He's out. He's the number two, maybe the number three, pass catcher on that team. You got to think that one of those wide receivers are going to get more targets than Jonnu. Maybe it's Aguilar. Maybe it's Kendrick Bourne. Maybe N'Keal Harry comes out and does something that they were expecting. I don't know. One of them is going to take away targets from Jonnu. So I think Irv Smith, he's due for a breakout year. He had a really good second half of the year last year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's Hawkinson, Irv, Jonnu, and Jonnu is the best situation besides Hawk. Again, there's no one there. They paid him a bunch of money. The Patriots have proved they can run a 2 tight end set and succeed with it, but I just don't trust Cam. So I like Irv Smith with Kirk Cousins, the absence of Kyle Rudolph, and just a third receiving threat outside of your two number best guys.
I still don't know if I'm putting Irv in my top 10.
For tight ends?
Yeah.
No.
Come
No.
on.
Do you think
No.
tight end 1? That's top 12.
By the end of the year, you might. I think Conklin is going to snag a little more than people are giving him credit for.
He's definitely going to play a role.
He had some sneaky, clutch plays last year.
And they
towards the end
design
of the
stuff
season,
still, tight end screens and
Yeah.
whatnot.
And he's got cool tattoos. He's got a nice head of hair.
He's got a nice flow, yes.
Yeah, so he's,
Hmm.
can't overlook a guy that looks cool like that. So
When you look at last
he's
year's
got a
top
cool
10,
name too.
it ends at 140 points, and there was, 16 guys that were within 8 points of that.
Was there?
So
Where did Irv end last year?
last year was number 22 with
22.
93 points. He had 3 missed games, a few zeros.
Yeah.
So not the most impressive year, but like Brandon's saying, by the end of the year, he had a lot of more consistency.
You've seen a lot more targets.
Targets.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And he had 43 targets last year, I believe is what it was. And Rudolph had 37. Do you think Conklin gets those 37 targets, or do you think Irv goes up to maybe like
15 more.
55 and Conklin gets about 30?
I think they're going to
25?
design more 10 yards or less stuff for Irv too.
He's
And he's
athletic.
He's
athletic.
super athletic. They're going to, get the ball to him in space and let him run it in. I think his touchdowns will definitely go up, probably at least 3.
I think the versatility at tight end is going to help the purple. Again, Kyle Rudolph he's a target, not a target hog, but when the
A
ball
red
comes
zone
to him,
hawk.
the ball just sticks to his hands. You throw a ball in the back of the end zone, he's guaranteed for 1 or 2 nice toe touchdowns
One
at
hand
the end of the year.
snags.
Exactly. But Irv Smith he's a game changer. He can burn tight ends. He can get far past him, even a couple DBs. I think he could get the edge on.
Yeah.
And Rudolph would just catch the ball and fall forward for 3 yards. That's about the extent of what you got.
yeah, the X factor that Irv brings is you actually have to account for a dime back to cover him. Because you put a linebacker on him,
He's
good
gonna
fucking
burn.
night.
And pretty much a majority of them.
95% of them.
98.
99.
So you don't
100?
think there's a chance.
100.
Not
We got 99 going once, going twice. 99 going.
Because I still don't know. I still don't know what to expect from the guy. We haven't seen it yet. And tight ends is a high bust position.
That is why you miss Star Lamar. You heard Charchian tell you cannot wait for 4 weeks of consistent play because you will be sitting there
I'm just
waiting
saying,
for everyone else to throw their fucking
we're
bucket in.
talking this is the year. This is the
Yeah,
year he's going to
yeah.
develop. Look at OJ Howard. Look at Njoku. Look at Evan Ingram. Look at all these other players that were
You literally
drafted
described
high.
3 guys from the same draft class that all had the same issue. They all suck.
And you want to know else? They were all drafted higher than Irv was.
Yeah. So and they were athletic guys, do they suck, or are their fans still going, this is the year? They're going to have more opportunity this year. So I'm not ready to put Irv Smith into a category as a good tight end until I see him as a good tight end.
The issue with Evan Ingram is we've seen, I think he had the most targets on that team last year, or
every
near.
receiver was injured for a large chunk.
Yes, but still had the most targets, but he drops a lot of passes. He's athletic. If you get the ball in his hands, he screwed me out of like 3 fantasy games by catching easy passes.
OJ Howard, what do? They bring in Gronkowski. And Njoku, what do? They bring in Austin Hooper. What did the Vikings do
Evan
with Irv
Ingram.
Smith?
They bring in Kelvin Benjamin.
And they brought in fucking Kyle Rudolph.
And Kyle Rudolph.
The Vikings got rid of their number 1 guy to make room for their young stud.
But those guys
Tyler Conklin
had already had an opportunity and missed it. So this is the opportunity we're giving him. This is going to be the year where we decide, all right, he can be the guy, or hey, we need to address this.
But this gets into my argument against Pitts. These guys were drafted to be the guy around year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, last chance. Now they're getting other guys in there. Pitts is not set up to succeed. They just got rid of Julio Jones.
Oh, he only has a Hall of Fame level quarterback that's going to be throwing him the ball.
And
he's going to be the number 2 receiving option on an offense that, newsflash, plays from behind a lot.
Are you thinking
that's fair? He's an athletic beast, but he's a rookie in the NFL at a position that doesn't succeed very well.
There's been plenty of tight ends that have succeeded in the NFL. Plenty of them.
But in their first year,
some put up good numbers. Not a lot of them get the opportunity that Pitts is going to have as far as being the clear-cut number 1 tight
end. The last tight end drafted as early as this was Eric Ebron.
Hawkinson was drafted high.
He was drafted
like number
11.
8. Yeah, 11. That's close.
Ebron was 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Closer.
Way closer than
the last one that you can really compare is Vernon Davis.
Yeah.
Who had a solid career up until
Vernon Davis had a phenomenal career, dude.
Yeah, he had a very good career until he kind of went to Washington.
How was
then
his rookie season? Yeah.
If Kyle Pitts ends up having the career Vernon Davis had, he won't be looked at as a bust. I'll tell you that. Vernon Davis with San Francisco was a freak.
But you taking him with the most draft dollars this year, or the second most draft dollars this year, will be looked at as a bust.
How is that a bust? I would have 12 productive years out of a tight end if he does what Vernon Davis did. That's not a bust, dude.
I think you're competing for the wrong spot. He can absolutely be the tight end 1 for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. But he could also just flop this year.
That's every rookie, man.
Here's Vernon Davis, his rookie year, 20 grabs, 265 yards, 3 touchdowns. He really stepped in year 2. Year 4, I mean, 128 targets in year 4 is a ton, but
that's when he became fantasy relevant. I mean, 500 yards and 4 scores. Maybe that was tight end 1.
No.
Probably not, though. It's not until year 4, 900 yards and 13 touchdowns, which is his career best.
Then he had solid years. I mean,
yeah, he had a couple fluffs in there.
80, 550, 850. Touchdowns were fluctuated between 7 and 5 there for a while, but he had 2 really good years.
Yeah.
Would you take Noah Fant over Irv Smith?
I'm taking Irv Smith.
You're taking Irv Smith?
Yep.
I like that point. That's
a damn good question.
I trust the quarterback situation in Minnesota far more than I do in Denver.
Just the whole offense as a whole. Like, generally with fantasy, it's if there's a lot of good players on an offense, it's good for everybody. It might not mean the most consistency, but
someone's got to be open.
Yeah.
Can't cover everyone.
Noah Fant, though, he's got, Drew Lock just ain't it.
I'll tell you this. If number 12 goes to Denver, if Aaron Rodgers goes to
Totally
Denver,
different
Noah
scenario.
Fant will be a top 6 tight end.
If Rodgers goes.
If he goes there.
Now, with Thielen and Jefferson, is it fair to assume that there's going to be quite a few times where those two draw 3 people in coverage between the 2 of them?
Let's just play a game really quick. Gage's Rage, what do you have for the line for Irv Smith's stats for 2021-22? What do you have for the line? How many yards receiving will he have, catches, and touchdowns?
Irv Smith?
Irv Smith. Total touchdowns, not just receiving. He can have a rushing
he could
or
run
2.
1 or 2.
So total touchdowns, catches, and yards.
We'll go 7 touchdowns, 62 65 catches and 750 yards.
750. Remember that, Star. 65.
Fuck, I won't. I already forgot.
I'm going to write
62,
65,
750,
750,
Well,
and
7.
7.
Okay, so now Adam Thielen, what do you have his numbers at for the year?
He will probably have 90 catches for, I'll say he breaks 1,000. We'll go 1069 yards.
Oh, gotta.
And
Oh, wait, he said 69.
and his touchdowns will come down a touch. We'll say 8 touchdowns.
And then Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson will blow up. He'll have 80 catches for 1,400 yards again. And we'll say 14 scores.
So if you take just those 3 alone, that pretty much eliminates the rest of anybody else from the passing game of having a good year. Like those would be clearly the top 3 guys
Yeah.
on the offense.
Cook will have 500,
He'll have-
600 receiving, 4 scores.
Yeah, but that'll be yeah. But that's not even close to these guys' numbers.
No.
So basically what which I think is a fair thing to say. You're saying those will be the top 3 receiving options, and then
The
Cook will
bullet.
have a few catches, but he'll also probably rush for
Conklin will
1,100
be
yards.
the same. 30 catches, 300 to 500 yards.
But
Maybe a score. or
So
two.
do you think that Kirk Cousins is going to have a blow up year as well then?
No, it'll be just less than his average.
it'll be 32
Because-
touchdowns, 4,000 and whatever amount of yards.
Yeah.
And
As you put
8
it right
picks.
there, that's 235 completed passes just between those 3 guys.
Yeah.
And then you had what? 1,400 yards, 1,069 and 750.
Yep.
So we're looking at
3,000 right there.
23,100
And
roughly.
then I said about 4 for Cook and 3 for Conklin.
Which leaves another 1,300 yards for the rest of the receivers.
Because it'd be 1,300 yards, 100 grabs, and he had 35 touchdowns. So it'd be like what was that
That would leave about 4 touchdowns for the rest of the team.
on the board?
Which is possible.
Pretty average.
For myself, I think Irv Smith is going to have right around 60 grabs, probably about 700 yards, and I'm thinking like 6 to 8 touchdowns, which is enough to put him as tight end 1 in the league. The way tight end
Absolutely.
positions played.
I was gonna play the house, and I was gonna put 6.5 on Irv's
The number?
touchdowns. Yeah.
That's a good number.
It is a good number. I think I'd take the over. I think I'd go 7.
I
If
think it's straight off of Thielen's number. So I think Thielen and Irv will add the same as they did last year. Because I think he had like 11 or 12 last year.
Thielen?
Yeah, he had a lot of scores.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I think it was 12 actually.
He had multi-score games.
Because Jefferson was the one that would get them to the red zone, and Thielen would get the touchdown.
And maybe that's still the same, but I think
Is that 14?
Yeah, but
Yeah, 14 touchdowns last year.
this is one thing we have to remember as far as Thielen and Jefferson go. Kyle Rudolph, as far as a red zone threat, I don't think Irv Smith is as much of a red zone threat as Kyle Rudolph was. I think those are going to go to Thielen and Jefferson.
I don't know if I'd say that. I think Rudolph was more of a safety blanket in the red zone.
while Jefferson and Thielen were on the outsides,
Yeah, like not necessarily designed. Some of them were designed for him, but
finding the open guy.
yeah, he would. If those 2 were covered, he would try to drop an uncatchable pass by anybody but Rudolph back there. Where I think there's going to be more designed action towards Irv,
Yeah.
where that he might be the first option on the play.
But then maybe Thielen's the one receiving those uncatchable tosses.
I think it might be Jefferson because of his lankiness.
Hmm.
He's got more reach and he's a little taller than Adam Thielen.
It all becomes what's
got-
most comfortable.
Really good field awareness as well. So for tight ends, let's just keep talking about it for a second.
This is pretty much just the butthole on tight ends episode, which is fine. Butthole likes tight ends.
We do like tight ends.
Who's hungry?
Who's hungry?
Which tight end do you have outside of the top 10 last year that's going to make it in this year?
I mean, Irv Smith would be my answer.
They'll make it into the top 10.
Yep.
Can you pull up the top 10 from last year?
Yeah, that would be glorious if you would do that for me.
I got it on my phone, but I can't show you guys.
Because there's definitely some like borderline ones that could sneak in, but I kind of want to pull someone from the depths.
So my
Make a
list goes,
bold prediction.
it goes Ebron, Gronkowski, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, Andrews, Logan Thomas, Robert Tunyon, TJ Hawkinson, Waller, and Kelsey.
That's what it was. Ended last year.
That was
Not
That
your
was
list
week
for-
1 through week 16 in a PPR league. And
So
like
here
I
we go.
said, just outside of that is Jimmy Graham, Noah Fant, Jonnu Smith, and Evan Ingram that are
So-
within 6 points.
Okay, so
This one's
George
different.
Kittle can't be the guy.
Yeah, that was an injury.
So he has an injury thing. Dallas Goedert can't be the guy
This is
either.
probably the whole year.
Yeah.
1 through 17.
And then you'd have to take Blake Jarwin out of that too because he was out. If he's even an option for you.
The tight end, dude. Looking at this list, I think Irv Smith is a pretty good pick.
Yeah, he's with a bullet. Hunter Henry, maybe without the injury.
Yeah, but I'm not going to put my money on him not getting injured again. Like, I think he will.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm
Yeah.
saying Fant.
I think Fant and Smith are the two best picks, but like these guys just said, Irv Smith, at least Kirky knows a good quarterback. When Teddy Bridgewater started in Carolina, it pretty much torpedoed everybody's fantasy value but Christian McCaffrey. And he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, DJ Moore was not the same receiver when Teddy
He had
Bridgewater
a-
was
one
playing.
thing,
He
though.
had a nice year last year.
Not by the standards of they thought he was going to have, though. It was a downer.
Was it his best year he's ever had?
I think he was better the year before.
One thing
Oh.
with
I got mine.
Drew Lock, I know it wasn't the same because Cortland Sutton was out or whatever, but the rookie last year was Jerry Judy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judy had like 66% of his targets were catchable.
Yeah.
So he had like 120 targets or whatever, but there was like 30 plus that were uncatchable.
Yeah.
Drew Lock was that bad. Like they
That's
were
not good.
targets, but they were just horrible.
Yeah.
So
Drew
that's
Lock
what adds to
also
me on Drew Lock.
Was dealing with the shoulder injury. He was out for quite a while. I mean, he missed at least 6 weeks.
Who gives a shit?
I'm just
not
saying
gonna-
Throw the fucking ball catchable.
I get that, but he didn't
It's your
play the full
job.
season.
Do your job.
I know one
I'm just
quarterback
saying.
who throws a pretty catchable ball. His name's Teddy Two Gloves.
That's yeah.
And
And
you're going to go Noah Fant.
I'm saying Noah Fan into the top 10.
It's a good pick.
I have a sneaky one for you.
Let's go. I love it.
He goes by the name of Gerald Everett.
That's a good pick.
And
I was-
he's on
He's now
for
on
Seahawks.
Seattle.
Yep.
So you have Russell Wilson throwing
I was
him.
thinking about him.
Will Disley's there, but at this point, it might just be a guy. Everett is getting reunited with his former tight ends coach, who's now the OC, I believe, for Seattle.
Disley is always banged up.
He is always banged up, but Everett he was a top prospect coming out of college this
And
year.
Everett's
They loved him.
usually not banged up. He's
he
available.
Was, he was drafted as a Jordan clone.
Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed, yeah. That's because when that was the first year that McVay was with the Rams.
and
And
coincidentally,
when they drafted him in the second round, they said he got his Jordan Reed. That was who they were looking for.
He's also actually Sean McVay's first ever draft pick.
Was he?
If you're looking at that team, then Tyler Higbee, with the absence of Gerald Everett and a quarterback in Matthew Stafford that really likes to target tight ends, could be another amazing pick. Only 44 catches last year. You got to assume that goes up.
You would think so.
I think a sneaky pick to possibly get into the top 5 is Mike Gesicki.
Top 5, dude.
I know Gage is really big on that rookie what that the Steelers have.
Oh, Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's true. He did
he is a
draft
big
him 10th
fan.
overall in his rookie draft league.
Freiermuth is a hell of a blocking tight end.
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet could be a sneaky one.
I think he'll come out more around the 15 to 20 range this year and look for a big jump next year. But I like
Whenever-
Cole Kmet.
Whenever your boy gets in the starting position.
Fields.
You can also, Jimmy Grand's on the last leg here. They kept him around for a reason, but Kmet started to catch a little bit more fire towards the end of the year.
Yeah. Did you omit Dallas Goddard because you think it was too obvious of a choice?
To get top 5 or just from
To
the
get
top
top
10?
10?
No, I think he's too easy. Injuries is what held him back.
I don't think Goddard's going to get top 10.
I don't
Nobody
think-
takes a
I don't
sucker
think
punch
he's a-
like that and just comes in and
Yes.
plays well the next year. Doesn't happen.
So
I think Goddard's about as easy of a ticket as you can punch for top 10
Yeah.
if he stays healthy.
if you sort by average, so not taking into account injured points,
Mm-hmm.
Goddard was 10.
Yeah. Goddard, if he's healthy, he's a
He's
bullet.
a beast.
Top
Yeah.
10 with a bullet.
Does who's their quarterback now?
Jalen Hurts.
Does Hurts scare you at all for that fact?
Hurts.
I like Hurts.
I don't.
I'm high on him.
I don't
Fantasy
dislike.
relevant too. I'm high on him.
I don't dislike Hurts as much as I dislike the coach that they brought in. Nick Sirianni scares the shit out of me.
No,
Anybody that butchers their opening press conference, like, dude, that shit should be completely scripted, and you just butchered it bad.
You're just mad he traded Carson Wentz.
No, I'm glad. I would much rather cheer for Indianapolis than Philly. I was never going to cheer for Philly. But
you did.
Carson, I never cheered for Philly.
You were asking Philly if they were hungry.
It was, I think it was 2000.
That's looking for a favor, bro. Do them a favor.
2018. Scott was like, Philly, dilly, dilly. All right, moving on.
Hey, all right, section 109, let's start the wave! Going that way! 3, 2, 1! Woo!
All right, that was a little snippet from this past weekend here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did I got some Twins tickets. It's Brandon's birthday, so I asked him to come out for the Twins game. We invited Star Lamar out, and Brandon's wife Paige came along. So it was a good time. Twins went up fucking pretty early.
It's Gage's rage. Well, first off, we saw one of the most gruesome injuries that I don't even know what happened.
I
but
never got
apparently it
to
was
see a
rough.
replay.
Yeah, they were talking about it on the radio today, and I didn't even have the stomach to look it up. Guess it's bad.
But we saw it live, so that was fun.
Bang, bang. Always
fun.
let your outfielder catch the ball.
Yep.
Dummy.
You know, that's why you do it that way.
But, Gage has kind of had some complaints earlier on the show about the crowd at Target Field.
Yes.
He said, it's just not the same as it was before. It's quiet. There's not a lot of cheering. And, one man can start a movement.
It's true.
So Gage's rage decided to stand up and try to start the wave.
Yes.
And not only did this motherfucker try to start the wave, he demanded it out of an entire section of people. And as you heard on the audio, he was yelling as loud as he can. He tried it once and made it like halfway around it, maybe.
Got to like third base.
And a normal man would have given up. He would have laughed it off and said, nice try, but not Gage's rage. Gage's rage says, we're going again. 1, 2, 3, boom. Probably 6 laps.
Yep.
That son of a bitch. The entire stadium
was standing on their feet.
Yeah. Loud, going
We got
all the way
all
around.
3 levels involved. There wasn't a lot of fans there, but they were waving.
There's a decent amount.
Yeah. Yep.
There's enough that you could watch it go all the way around. People were excited for it to come back. Gage was a small celebrity in our section. He was getting lots of fist bumps. Even the security guard came down and
he said, "Here's tickets to next week's game."
Yeah. So we need you. We're gonna paint on your stomach for this one, though.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Thank you, Diane, for the tickets. We enjoyed it a lot.
And you got to shout out Michael, right?
Oh, Jimmy, you're a bomb. I don't know who the girl was with you. All the good talks. It was a lot of fun.
BudHole started a movement.
And also shout out to Trevor. Gage has a friend on the Twins named Trevor.
Trevor Luafinato.
Oh, yeah, my boy Trev. That is the reason the whole wave started, actually.
Yeah.
Trev walked to first base, and I was like, bottom of the 7th, we're going to start a wave. Trev walked on first. I'm like, all right, we're doing it now. So we started the wave, and while the wave was going around and around the stadium, that pitcher walked, the bases loaded, got pulled. They put in another pitcher. We waved him off the field. And then the next guy walked Trevor in to score the last run of the game. And then they did get an out after that. But that was all with 2 outs, 2-out rally. We scored my boy Trev, and the wave was awesome.
One man can start a movement.
Some lady was yelling behind us.
Yeah. You can hear it pretty good.
You can hear it in the video, yeah.
I didn't
catch that one, but
I had one slip during the game. I got caught lacking. And I was surprised at how much
caught whacking.
Lacking.
Yeah, he was whacking for sure.
How much I didn't get made fun of. So I was a little drunk, and I cheered really loud for an Indians home run. And I realized quick that I was the only person cheering. And no one, I was expecting
a shot.
I got excited. I was like, yeah! I stood up, started clapping. No one was doing it. I was like, did you guys just not see this home run?
That
was great.
Indians, man.
I just sat down. I was like, fuck.
It's the other team.
I just hope both teams have fun.
I thought you were serious. I thought you were like just playing a joke of like, yeah, let's cheer for the home run.
No, I was talking.
Just saw
And
the
then
ball.
I just saw the bomb, and I was like, "Holy shit, that thing's gone!" Started clapping, and I was like, "I'm the only one clapping."
Oh fuck! It's the wrong team. Shit.
They were blue and red. They're the same colors as us.
That did make it tough.
Yeah.
Made it tough.
We got the only game of the weekend though. Saturday got rained out. Tonight they canceled. So
we win the series.
Technically,
the Twins took
Until
2
they
of 3.
replay,
They
yeah.
took 2 of 3 from the Indians.
that's what we gotta do. We just gotta start winning series. You guys made fun of me at Friends Weekend where I was like, put 5 on the Twins to
win
make the
World
playoffs.
Series.
Not win the series, but just get in.
How about $5
Should-
to win one?
That would have been
playoff
a
game?
lot. That probably would have paid like $25.
Should we see what the future bets are on the odds right now for the Twins to make playoffs?
It's probably not as worth it now, but
I'll bet you it's
It's probably
pretty-
not great.
They're still at 12%.
really?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
We'll pull that up. Well,
Have you seen that pitching order?
It's pretty rough, but some of the guys they just have on and off days.
Hack
I was telling you guys about J.A. Happ. He's
Let's
got his
not-
off days, but
Let's not talk Twins.
he was
I'm
on.
so salty on this fucking organization right
There's
now.
so many injured players, and
Stop. Just stop with all the fucking excuses.
they have Trevor Larnick, Celesti, who the outfield was all backups, like backups to backups.
Because they don't know how to manage a fucking team when they know they have Cinderella Slipper Buxton out there in center. I don't know, maybe keep Lamont Wade, who you just let walk, or your fucking top 20 prospect who you exposed to the Rule 5 because you want to keep fucking Astudillo on the roster. That Rule 5 prospect is now tearing it up for Chicago. I don't remember his name. It's some weird ass shit. He sounds like a
We need a
Persian.
bit
He
of
sounds like a Persian prince. His
Scott
name does.
talks about sports he knows nothing about.
No, I do know enough. But
Is that a sound? Can we get that as a sound bite?
Yeah, we need it for next week.
that's Scott's hot take on something he knows absolutely nothing about.
It's kind of the buttholes mantra.
Forte.
But
yeah.
Lamont Wade is he's a real player for the Giants. You remember him on the Twins?
No, I don't.
Well, you should because they play all their backups in the outfield all the time because their starters are hurt.
I mean they have literally like 6 prospects in the outfield, so it makes sense they let a few of them go.
You have
What
to.
doesn't make sense that they
It's
did
a
is
good
retooled
organizational move.
This is what doesn't make sense. Let all of your good bullpen arms walk and retool your entire bullpen when you don't let your starters pitch past 5 innings. That's
Happ
not a
won
smart
6.
move.
Happ won 6 last night.
6 is the absolute max they'll ever let him go.
No.
They had
Barrios will go 8.
no. Barrios hasn't gone 8 all
Maeda-
fucking year. Look up the
Maeda
numbers.
will go 8.
Maeda hasn't gone past 8 outs this year because he's
Maeda
so
will
bad.
go 8.
No, I bet you. I'll put money on it. Jose Barrios has not pitched 8 innings all year. In one
I'll
single
bet
game,
that.
he has not. He hasn't completed 8 innings.
Hip hip.
Bet.
Jose.
There's not one game this year that he's gone 8 innings in.
We need the game logs this year.
Thank you. I'm looking.
And
We
I
didn't
just
specify the
now
amount. 20?
realized that we didn't even specify an amount.
20. Or are you scared for 20? We can do 10 if you want. I know you're scared.
I'll do 10.
Okay, 10.
It's not that I'm scared. I just is my wife gonna listen to this? I lost a lot of money this weekend. No, I'm just kidding. Luckily, I didn't actually bet a lot at the bachelor
You know
party.
she ain't listening.
That's true. If Brandon's not gonna be able to find it, fuck, he had one game where he went 8.
Where's your 10 spot for me?
531 against
First
Baltimore
start of the year.
Orioles. Yeah. That's 8 innings. That's $100, I think. you
Fuck,
guys
I
bet.
hate being right, but not really. What else is in there? 6, 7, 7.
They just
Yeah.
don't let their starters go more than like 6, dude. Like,
Well, no, it's not that. It's just positioning baseball, you know?
no.
Analytics, man.
Yeah.
The analytics
The
say
Twins are.
you pull your pitcher in the 9th inning when they're
I'm not
playing
even
really
gonna.
well.
I'm not
Is
even.
that
gonna
Venmo
get
or is it
going.
cash?
It'll be Venmo because I don't have cash on me.
What is cash? All right. This is the fantasy football podcast. Let's get back into let's talk a little bit of wide receivers here.
You're the one who brought up baseball.
I did. I mean, I brought up the wave. The
Hey,
wave can be
yeah.
it's a movement. It really is.
Once Span and Revere come back and get healthy, our outfield will be good and we'll make the playoffs.
I
Is-
did love that. The fucking flashbacks of 2004.
That's baseball. I know,
epic.
man. Michael Kadire, Delman Young. We had Torrey Hunter at one point. I mean, it was great.
Christian Guzman.
No, it's all about lose. 4.
All right, here we go. You guys ready? Before we go to football, can we look at the future line for the Twins making playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that
Oh,
quick.
for sure.
Because I have this.
Throw
pulled
my
up.
10 on that, actually.
I could do that. Oh, fuck. Where is it?
And this episode is brought to you by the Blue Collar Media Group.
Thanks, BCMG.
Visit them at bluecollarmg.com.
They ever text you back?
We were going
This
to do
is
it tonight.
weird.
We're gonna
They
do it
don't
tonight.
even have.
Text us back, damn it.
I haven't texted them. They
You,
can't.
you texted him yesterday.
No.
I saw
Oh
you do
shit!
it.
Yeah, I did. Fuck yeah, I did.
Did they text you back?
I was drinking yesterday.
They don't have like a just make the playoffs. They have the for
Win the
the
division?
Twins to win the division or plus 5,000.
That's fucking $10 to win 500.
Oh, dude, I texted the wrong Steve.
Yeah, that'd be 10 to win 500. Place the bet.
Throw 10 on that for me.
All right, that's a place to bet.
It's probably that's a really bad bet. I wanted just to make
I don't
the
think it
playoffs,
is a
but
really bad bet. I mean, it's not a great bet.
Yeah,
but
I definitely got ignored.
Can you see to win the wild card? Is that in or no?
Wiener.
yeah, let's just like go to. Let's not. Let's.
All right.
All right.
As Scott looks that up, let's talk some fantasy football here.
Sure.
Gage's rage.
Yes.
I want to talk some wide receivers with you.
Okay.
Now, who do you think are the biggest winners and losers of this offseason?
Winners and losers.
Yeah. I mean, from all moves, from draft picks
Yep.
to free agent signing to getting traded to new quarterback coming in, new offensive coordinator. I mean, who do you think won and lost this offseason?
Just give one big winner, one big loser.
Does it have to be receivers?
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking receivers and we could move to different positions, but
Okay.
This is already 51 minutes in. So
Yeah. This might be a really good talker for next week.
oh, wow,
Maybe we
no.
can prep for it a
I
little
I
bit.
teased it the entire episode.
I mean, we'll
Title
drop.
is fantasy winners and losers.
Well, we covered tight ends well.
Yeah. We talked about winners and losers at tight end.
We definitely did. We had a big tight end talk.
Because one thing I was thinking was like Julio Jones going to Tennessee, I think is going to hurt Derrick Henry a little bit. It may not be the biggest loss, but it'll be a loss.
Well, there's something about players who rush the ball over 400 times lose 1 yard per carry the following year. So he had like 5.6 or something this past year.
Yeah.
And
drop
so-
that down to 4.6.
Exactly.
Maybe some carries go down too.
Well, the carries are almost guaranteed to go down.
Yeah.
To have him do that 400 times again after you paid him 4 for 50, I think is what they gave him for his contract extension. You got to keep your guy fresh as long as you can. I think Darrington Evans is going to play more of a role this year than he did last year. Julio Jones is going to take some targets. That Anthony Ferkser isn't so bad either.
Oh, no, he's not a slouch.
No.
Also, I think it makes AJ Brown maybe a little bit better.
You think
Maybe
so?
a slight win for AJ Brown.
Is AJ Brown the wide receiver one this year?
I think so, personally. It's tough to say. Julio Jones is a beast. Maybe they have 2 ones, but I think Brown is the one.
AJ Brown's gonna be a top 5 wide receiver in fantasy. That's my prediction.
I can easily see that.
Yeah, it's not crazy to think. He's an athletic beast.
People are high on AJ Brown this year. I am too.
You could have just stopped it. People are high.
People are high.
No, seriously, like when you're talking fantasy this time of year, so many people have hot takes on so many players.
It's all speculation.
It's just people are fucking high on this guy, high on that guy. Mike Gesicki, top 5 tight end. I said that. I don't even know why I said it.
2 is not good.
I know. So like, why would he be top 5? I got happy juices flowing. We're talking fantasy football, baby.
2 is fine.
Who are your winners and losers of the offseason moves?
Of the offseason moves,
Specifically wide receiver.
I'd say Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are winners.
Fuck yeah. A future Hall of Fame quarterback like Matthew Stafford going there.
Yeah,
Shut the
you can throw
fuck
Higbee in there too. Not a future Hall of Famer. If he pulls like an Elway at the end of his career and wins a couple Super Bowls,
If he pulls
He could
be. Yeah.
one Super Bowl and finishes his career with the Rams, I bet he'll be a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
I mean, Megatron was a first ballot, and he only played 10 seasons last.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
He set a record. He
Huh?
did something.
Yeah,
so
Stafford has
they're
too.
saying
A lot of
he put
passing
a,
yards
a
records.
stipulation in if he
Detroit.
wins a Super Bowl. If he wins a Super Bowl with the Rams.
Johnson still has the record, right, for most receiving yards in a season.
Oh, I
That
don't
still
know.
stands.
I would assume
I
he
think
does.
Johnson. Yeah, it was like 1985 or something like
No,
that.
2000.
I think Johnson broke the 2K mark.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did.
Or did he come up just short? He
Because
came up just
Julio
short.
was close 1 year too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson.
God, I love that. Freaking,
I got like 2% until this falls off. No player has finished over 2,000 receiving yards. Current record is 1964,
Yeah,
set by
shit.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, but you know who's throwing him the ball?
Shit.
Future
fucking
Hall of
Stafford.
Famer,
Future Hall of
end of
Famer,
career,
Matt
two-time
Stafford.
Super Bowl winner with the Rams, Matt
Matt
Stafford.
Stafford.
Stafford is just like Matt Ryan, where they get these garbage fucking stats in fourth quarter to make them look better than they are, but they're not ever good enough.
Shut
to
your
do
fucking
anything.
mouth, dude. Matt Ryan in that Super Bowl against the Patriots had garbage stats in the first half.
They were garbage stats.
Shut your fucking mouth. Gonna be the new thing.
I think it should be. I love it.
It was a 28-3 joke.
I know, and they lost that game. He
I know.
lost a 25-point lead. That's why you should never touch the Hall of Fame ever. In
That
his
just
life.
disqualifies you.
Yeah.
If you lose a 25-point lead to Tom Brady,
A
you're
little
disqualified.
Disqualified
four-score
from-
lead. You idiot.
But he wasn't calling the plays.
God, Matt Ryan, just shut your fucking mouth.
Scott, winners, losers, 2021 offseason.
Wide receivers.
I think the biggest winner specific. Oh, I was going to go quarterback because it's easy. Biggest winners for wide receivers. Fuck. It's going to be whoever Aaron Rodgers goes to. That includes Green Bay.
Yeah, that say that.
I think it is. Like, if he goes to Denver, that receiving core, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. Imagine if Jerry Jeudy got 120 catchable targets.
From Rodgers.
Like, come on, man. Or Devontae Adams. If he gets Aaron Rodgers back, he could easily be the wide receiver 1 overall.
Judy could be Judy could be wide receiver 1 if
And-
Rodgers goes there.
A
Fuck,
wide
man.
receiver one.
Biggest
No, wide
losers?
receiver 1.
Oh, Michael Thomas.
Biggest losers
Oh, there's
has
a
to
good
be.
one.
I was thinking I wasn't thinking. Michael Thomas makes sense, like totally. But I was thinking more along the lines of I can't think of what I was
I
thinking.
think you
Shut
could
your
say
fucking
that-
mouth, Scott.
Who was the backup wide receiver in Atlanta?
Russell Gage.
Ridley.
Not Gage.
Nope. Olamide Zacchaeus.
Ridley. Ridley could be a good winner too. He can step up as the one without Julio there.
We haven't seen him step up as the one.
And
Yeah,
he
you
had
have.
no,
He played a handful of weeks
He's
without
played
him.
weeks without Julio, and he's done awesome.
but he's also completely
150 yards
but
and scores.
he's also completely gone blank on it though.
He did it. He
There
was injured at the end
I
of
looked
last
at
year.
the entire stats for every game that he wasn't in. I think his lowest, I don't think he ever got blanked, but I think it was like 55 yards or 60 yards or something like that.
yeah,
with
he
0
got a rough
touchdowns.
one, but
Is the Indianapolis Colts receiving core winners, losers, or indifferent with Carson Wentz taking over for Phillip Rivers? Because Phillip Rivers' arm last year was pretty much jello.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I don't either.
I'm confused on what Carson Wentz is.
I am too.
He's a red-headed quarterback.
I know. Carson Palmer was fine.
That's true. Andy Dalton had a decent career with the Bengals for a while in the first half.
quick Google search says Ridley went from 9.1 targets with Julio to 11.1 and 97.6 receiving yards
You
to
do-
107.
You do have to think that Kyle Pitts takes probably 100 of those
That's not
targets
that
away.
massive of a difference, though, man.
That's
That's not
that's
huge.
That's 4 points.
That's 2 targets and 10 points.
I lost a fantasy championship by 0.04. That's a huge
Oh,
difference
cry me a river.
per game. 4 points a game times 16. Scott, what's that? Brian, times
Carry the
16.
one.
What's
64.
Brian? My name's not fucking
that? I said
Brian.
Brandon.
You did not say Brandon. Who the fuck
He
is
fucking
this?
just called him
Shut
Brandon.
your fucking
Shut the
mouth,
fuck-
dude. I love this bit. This is awesome.
Dude, I don't know. I really feel like, Aaron Rodgers has another chance. Shut your fucking mouth, Scott. Nobody wants to fucking hear it.
I mean, Allen Robinson, where is he sitting? Better or worse?
I think he's a little bit better situation because if Justin Fields steps in and is actually a really good rookie, like if Justin Fields steps in and is like Dak Prescott as a rookie, Allen Robinson's in a better spot.
Terry McLaurin, better or worse?
Better.
Oh, I would.
This is
I think
how
he's
I'm going
better.
to play this bit. I'm just going to throw people at you.
Let's do this. Terry McLaurin.
Galladay, better or worse?
Worse.
Better.
Worse.
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 Definitely.
Yeah, worse.
I like
he's,
Stafford more.
He's fighting against more people in a run-first offense. He's
Galladay
worse.
reminds me of a Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't think he's very good as a one.
There's a lot of talent around. I mean, Saquon's coming back.
That's exactly what I mean. I think it's a better situation for him.
You think so?
Galladay
Absolutely.
reminds me of who's a guy that's never really put up as a number one, but he's a pretty good number
Juju.
two. No, Juju's had pretty good years.
He's
Actually,
never been the one, dude.
that's fair.
His best years are with AB or someone else doing it.
I think Scary Terry though is the overall winner with Fitzpatrick, but I think that the Washington football team might be a loser because Fitzpatrick's more like
He's streaky.
he's got more of a chance to have a game where he throws 4 picks and you lose a game you shouldn't lose. Alex Smith was never going to do that. Now on the flip side, he was never going to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in a game, which Fitzmagic can do too.
Nelson Aguilar, better or worse?
Oh,
Who cares?
Worse.
Actually
Worse.
cares.
I agree.
He's number 3 now, probably on that team. 2, maybe 3.
He had a relevant
might be
season
wide
last year,
He did.
With the Raiders,
but it was a relevant fantasy season.
Yeah,
If
but
you
it was
had him, you
okay.
played him.
he had like a few games.
no, he had a nice season, and it was mostly because of injuries. Tyrell Williams went out right away.
Henry
Uh,
Ruggs.
Henry
Ruggs.
Ruggs.
was hurt at the beginning and then was used as a decoy for quite a while.
Even
Yeah.
my boy Hunter Renfro got hurt one game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will
All right,
Fuller. Will Fuller is
that's where I
he's
was
my
just going.
loser.
Loser.
To Miami.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
he's indifferent or a winner going to Miami.
You
over
think
Houston.
so? You think having Tua Tagovailoa with
Get the name, dude. Shut your fucking mouth. Get the name
Devontae?
right.
Isn't that right?
Tua Tagovailoa.
What did
I think
say?
it's more Tunga.
Yeah,
Tua
that's what I
Tug
just
my
said.
Viola.
So you think going from Deshaun Watson?
Tua Tongue my hola.
All right, that's a new one. I like that. You think that Deshaun Watson, having him as your quarterback and going to Tua, is indifferent?
I think Fuller's going to benefit from 2 things in Miami. One, a better group of players around him. Tua's going to have time to throw the ball. Miami's offensive line is a lot better. And 2, he's got more of a defined role. He will be the deep guy. Will Fuller was asked to do a lot with Houston, and last year he wasn't very good,
I mean, he's hurt every year.
which doesn't help him at all. Yeah.
I don't think a move to Tua is a lateral move. I think it's a downgrade from Deshaun Watson. Now going to
For the
Tua,
quarterback, but he could play better there.
Yeah, you got to look at their numbers. Are their numbers going to improve, stay the same, or go down? Not necessarily just the quarterback.
Yeah.
but
the
I think with his
everybody
quarterback,
would
his play
grant
goes
you
down.
that the quarterback is a worse situation.
They also
Absolutely.
drafted Jalen Waddle. They have Mike Gesicki. Devonta Parker's still there. They like Preston Williams for some reason. Like they got other guys there.
Why would they bring in Fuller then?
They brought in Fuller before they drafted Waddle.
What about all the other guys? Preston Smith
Dude,
or Preston
I think
Williams?
it's, yeah.
when the Miami Dolphins hit the
Williams.
field week 1 in September, and we're what? Under 100 days for sure before that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, we're like 92 and a half.
Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle will be their 2 starting wide receivers.
I will bet that is not true.
Who is it going to be then?
I'll bet you $100 right now.
Week 1, that's not Will Fuller and Devonta Parker.
Oh, Devonta Parker. I forgot about him.
You could take Parker and Fuller. I'll bet you $100 right now.
You just don't think that anybody knows, or what?
Yeah, I think it's a total crap.
You have
shoot.
inside knowledge?
Week 1, that's not it.
We
Boss.
actually started out as a Fins podcast.
We did.
Believe it or not.
that is so
Fins
true.
up.
Fins up, man. Fins
Do you
up.
want this? I'll let you set. You can pick the
I-
number of the bet.
I love this sauce. Let's go. I don't want it, but I love him taking it.
I didn't hear what it was. Can you remind me?
He's
No,
saying Fuller
I'm not doing that. I'm
and
backing up.
Parker. You pussy.
I'm
He
pussying out.
said Fuller and Waddle.
He said Waddle first.
All right.
Fuller and Waddle, but I forgot about.
I'll let
Devonta
you even
Parker.
pick 3. You're not going to get the 3 right.
If I pick 3, those would be my 3. But I'm not betting you. I don't want to.
Corey Davis.
They come out with a 2 tight end set.
Yeah.
Corey Davis,
Better stats, equal stats, or lower stats than last year.
Where did Davis go?
he went to the
Jets.
Jets. I think he's got better stats than last year. I think he's going to benefit from a change of scenery.
Yeah.
I also have to feel that way.
Think it over. Bring it up next week.
Corey Davis is just a guy.
All right. This one's kind of funny. Emmanuel Sanders. Not funny. Fun. Emmanuel
Worse.
Sanders.
Worse.
Worse in Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got rid of
he
John
didn't-
Brown.
He didn't
Yes.
have a very good year last year. So
Yeah.
worse is like his career's over probably.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think his career's over.
I don't think he has a better year.
I don't-
You still have Stephon Diggs. You have Cole Beasley. Gabriel Davis
You're
played
banking
really
on
well.
this Davis cat. That's why they brought Sanders in. He dropped a lot of balls.
Davis, he was a rookie. He also had a ton of great plays.
A rookie with drop problems. No.
Yeah, but you're
Davis-
also forgetting about probably the single best pass catching running back in the NFL coming back from injury.
Zach
and
Moss?
Zach Moss. Yep.
Zach Moss is poised for a good year. He's one of the guys I think can sneak into the RB1 range.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For sure.
I do.
Oh,
I would
easily.
make a butthole bet against that.
You got to give him odds though, because that's a long shot take. That's a long shot take.
You're so
That-
full of shit.
That's my dark horse take, man.
That's a
I'll
long
give
shot.
you odds on the Will Fuller bet. 2-1.
4-1.
Four-
I'm picking 3 players. 3-1 odds.
But what was the bet?
I don't know. It keeps
Starting.
moving.
You said week 1 starting lineup is going to be Fuller and who?
Devontae Parker.
And you want 3-1 odds. We just lost the camera.
You bitch.
I want,
Is that battery?
I want 4-1.
Well, let's just go
What's
too
your
quick
number?
and
Start
then
with your
let's
number
leave.
first. What's the number? 25 to 100?
Wait for the camera to come back. I don't know. 1 million. Think about it, dude.
I would take
$1
it.
million is not life changing anymore. 4 million? That's life changing.
I would take it, Scott.
$1 million?
I'd bet it.
There is not enough.
I think you'd lose that bet, Gage. That's their 2 most veteron wide receivers. Why would they not?
Star,
be,
you want to double it?
why would there not be their starting wide receivers on week 1?
You want to bet it?
What I want to know what makes.
I
you so
just feel like
confident
this
that they
kid
wouldn't
knows something that I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm getting
That-
trolled
be.
here.
It's like me saying, I bet you Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen are going to be the starting wide receivers.
and
in
that
week 1.
blackout is brought to you by the new Body Armor Blackout Orange Mango, as well as what I did last
Let's
weekend.
end this cast with one more butthole bet.
No,
What
no,
is your
this
actual
isn't-
number?
This isn't out. This cast isn't over. We're just getting started, baby. We're gonna marathon this shit like we did the draft. No, I'm just kidding.
I gotta
We're not
No,
doing
we got shit to do.
that. But seriously, like, am I missing something here with Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, and Jalen Waddle as their
I
top
think you're
3?
just sleeping on Preston Williams. That's where I'm at.
Dude,
Bet me.
Preston Williams has been sleeping on
Bet me.
Preston Williams.
If you're so confident, bet me. I'll give you 2-1 odds. That's the best odds.
Why don't you bet me Preston Williams is in the starting lineup if you're so confident in him?
That's not the
Oh,
bet.
weird.
You
The tables
said,
have turned now.
you said Fuller and whoever else. I'm like, nah, that ain't it.
With my fucking luck, they're gonna line up. Who's their running back? Miles Gaskin, that
Gaskin
wide
on-
receiver.
What if Gaskins comes in as the Wildcat and they put Will Fuller back at halfback?
Yeah, then I'm fucked. I lose my $1 million.
That would be a scratch. If it's a Wildcat
Oh
start,
hell no! Not if Waddle, Parker, and Fuller are on the field.
Why?
And I don't care if they're left tackle, right tackle, and center.
Why don't you? Why don't you? I mean, what value are you comfortable with?
I'm not making this bet because I feel like Gage knows
He's
something.
such a chicken.
Nobody's gonna put $1 million
He's such a
up
chicken.
on a Miami Dolphins wide receiver situation that he doesn't know about.
Preston
I mean,
Williams. That's
it-
what I'm betting on.
You think Preston Williams is? I mean, I have a feeling
Preston
that
Williams has a better chance of being a camp cut than a starter week 1.
here's my thoughts. I think that maybe week 5, it's possible Devontae Parker and Will Fuller
That's
are the starting wide receivers on that team.
maybe.
I think maybe after the 4-game PED suspension that Fuller has this year,
That's the bit he was going with. I knew he had an angle.
Fuck
that-
you, Brandon. Come
he
on.
wasn't going to take the bet. It
He
was over.
was.
We had to let the people know.
Ah,
See, this guy's always got an angle, Star Lamar.
You screwed yourself going to $1 million.
Yeah,
you
you
should have
did.
stayed at like 5-1.
I wasn't even going to make that, though. When this kid's willing to give odds, you know the bet's fucked. You know it's fucked.
no, it's
I was about ready to be like $20. I'll take it.
He was over there content. He's like, man,
I was like, what the fuck does he know?
It took me
They
a
were
Fuller's
bit.
got a
two high
suspension.
paid
He
big
does.
names.
That would have been the ultimate sucker bet right there. And Gage almost got it on Star.
Tester winning some of these bets instead of losing them.
Yeah, well, when you win, they just go right to the BudHole fund.
Exactly. I just won and made a $10 bet.
There you go.
Straight up.
Yeah, but if you win that 500,
You get $10.
2 more guys I wanted to mention.
Let's do it.
Of this wide receiver core. Both of them were fairly irrelevant last year, but are always big names coming into it. First one's AJ Green.
Irrelevant.
Are we going
He will
irrelevant?
do
or-
better than last year.
I'd bet
Bet
better
you
than
don't.
Last year he didn't do much though.
The late round flyer
Yeah,
type of thing.
last pick in
'Cause
the
I think
draft
what
sort of deal.
I took him pretty high last year.
I think in
or maybe that was 2 years ago.
I would
Pull up the numbers for AJ Green though, beginning of last year when
dead.
Burrow was healthy. It was
Burrow
he was
missed him a
getting
lot,
he was
getting
getting like
targets.
12 targets a game or something crazy.
but the targets were not great.
No,
They were targets, is what they were, but they weren't necessarily catchable.
and I don't think it was all on Burrow either. I think AJ Green's washed.
You think the talk is not much when they're saying that this is going to be a very special wide receiver group?
47
Since they added-
catches for 523 yards and 2
I
scores.
just think when you look at Arizona's
That's better.
receiving core, they brought in Rondale Moore. Christian Kirk's a decent wide receiver.
Superstar
Nuke is-
rookie Andy Isabella.
Nuke is top six wide receiver in the league. Like
Yeah,
I don't-
but that just means AJ Green's open.
I'll say he probably gets close to what he had last year. 40-some catches
Yeah.
for 500 yards. I could see that.
I don't think
I-
you can count on his health. I think that's his biggest thing this late
But-
in his career and how injured he's been recently.
he won't be relied on to be on the field every down.
Yeah.
So that will be good for his health.
He's not the number one there anymore.
He's the number 3.
Doesn't have to be. Yeah. I
He's-
think he
he's
plays better.
anywhere from the number 2 to the number 4,
I mean,
depending on the
Look
day.
up what Fitzgerald's stats were last year, just as far as targets.
They were hot garbage.
I-
Fitzgerald hasn't been great for like the last 3 years. I mean, he's out there every play. He catches all the balls he gets thrown to him, but he's fucking 38.
I
He's
want
going to
him
be 39 at the end of August.
Yeah.
72 targets, 54 yards, 400 or 54 catches for 409 yards.
I
I-
could see that being AJ Green.
I can see the targets I was picturing somewhere between 50 and 60 yards. I was thinking a little over 500 and maybe like 6 touchdowns.
And I just want to go on record once again. I think I've done it before. Larry Fitzgerald, come to Minnesota. It'd be so
He's doing
fucking
commercials
sweet.
in Minnesota now.
Why do that though?
Why? Yeah.
Just
There's
do
no
it.
point in
Come to the
if
And-
we're,
your
if we're
career.
8-0 week 8, maybe he's like, all right, I want to put pads on. They have a chance at the Super Bowl.
end your career with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings, who you were an equipment boy for back when you were a kid. You went to De La Salle High School. Come to Minnesota.
How special would it be if we were to win the Super Bowl and Larry Fitz joined your team to do it?
That would be awesome, but the likelihood of that happening is not great.
1 in 32.
And if you have
Gage,
hit
this motherfucker with the shut your goddamn mouth.
you have
Shut
a
the
career
fuck up.
that you've played with one team, which is pretty special when people can play that long with one team.
That's true.
And why dampen it to go 10-7 and a second round loss in the playoffs after you beat the Saints?
Shut the fuck up.
This is like
Would you-
future Sears Star Lamar.
would you do it to
I think
play
that's-
for your home team?
That's a
I mean, he grew
dead
up a
on
Vikings
prediction.
fan.
The Saints?
Huh?
In the
He
first
grew up a
round?
He
Vikings
grew up a
fan.
Vikings fan.
Second
If he
round.
had years left in him,
No, beat the Saints.
but just
first
to
round,
do it
lose in
for
the
one
second.
Yeah.
irrelevant
Saints won't make
year
the
of your career,
playoffs.
like he's not going to go out there and catch.
Come
foul
on,
balls.
man.
Get the fuck out.
No,
He's
but
not going to have a better year than he had the year before. He would do it solely because that was his team. And I think it's more special to have a career with one team than it would be to go play one irrelevant year with.
Sign
the
the
team you were a
1-day
fan of.
contract after you're done.
Yeah.
Win
I'm
a
sure,
Super-
who are other players that played for a team as long as he did and then
Not
signed with
many.
another team that was just like irrelevant when he did it?
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, who Raiders?
Oh, dude, Jerry
But
Rice.
didn't he do well with the Raiders?
Yeah, he signed with Denver after them though, and he was garbage.
Well, I mean, Jerry Rice had a really successful career into his 40s. I mean, he's got a couple thousand yards after he's 40 years old catching the ball.
Who was the running back?
Priest Holmes.
Emmett Smith.
Smith is who I'm thinking of. With Arizona, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Emmett Smith did go to Arizona.
It's just, it would be another one of those forgotten things for everyone but us.
Peyton
Oh,
Manning.
yeah, Larry did go to, Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl. That's not irrelevant at all.
That's when
Oh,
you
you said
Well, it's-
irrelevant? I was thinking having irrelevance.
It's a little bit irrelevant because that was probably his worst year as a pro besides his rookie year.
Yeah, but
He
he also
won the Super Bowl.
what he had.
No, he did not. Their defense won the Super Bowl.
Oh,
He
so-
got a ring.
So it's one
Did he
time
have
Super
one
Bowl
before
winning
that?
Peyton Manning.
He only won once, right?
Yeah.
No, he
I
won
mean,
with the Colts too.
Yeah,
He
he
has
won
two
two.
Super
He won
Bowls.
2 Super Bowls.
Oh,
That's why I said one, because he didn't technically win.
Oh, he
in
beat the
Denver.
Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think they win that one. I don't know why.
No. 10 out of 10 times it's a loss, at least in the record books. Every time I've looked.
All right, the last receiver,
Better.
probably the most irrelevant one I've put
Curtis
out.
Samuel.
You've named
No.
a lot of irrelevant receivers.
But
here.
they always get drafted.
That's not a good thing, though.
And that's why I just want your guys' opinion on where these people are
They
because
get
they're in new
drafted by me.
situations.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sammy Watkins.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up, Star.
And that ends this
Yeah,
podcast. Jesus.
seriously.
This is the year.
dude! It might.
Okay, OJ Howard fans.
Speaking of
He's
OJ
got
Howard, though,
Lamar Jackson now is much better thrower than Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know. They got
you know Lamar's just
I got Sammy. Finally, I got Sammy Watkins on my team.
he is only 27 years old.
And he's immensely
That is not true.
He might be
talented.
28 now.
I can tell you right now how this conversation went.
He came
Gage,
out the same draft as Odell.
You're Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You're calling Patrick Mahomes. Dial me up.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yo, hey, what's up, man?
Oh, no, hold on. How you doing?
Pretty good. What are you calling about? Tell me that you're calling about Sammy Watkins because your team just signed him and he came from Kansas City a few years ago.
Oh, hey, man. I knew you got Sammy Watkins on the team a few years ago. How is he? What's up? What's the deal with him?
Oh, that dude's ass.
Oh,
He's
okay.
straight ass.
Thanks, bud. I'll just run anyway. Yeah.
Joe. Go Tigers.
Like, dude,
It's
no.
one of the dumbest little things I've ever seen.
Watkins is a fucking joke.
Yeah, he's so much hype, man.
They're not even week one this year.
Oh, he'll be good week 1.
He's not.
Did he
a-
even take off last year?
Yeah.
Who scores
he had
more
one really good
points
week.
week 1 this year? Deshaun Jackson or Sammy Watkins?
Ooh, those are the battles of the week ones.
Yeah,
I'm going one of one. I'm going Deshaun.
I think Deshaun.
Is he on the Rams?
Yep.
Give me
I
the
think
Lizard King.
he gets 2 bombs.
It's
Sammy
going to take one
Jackson.
long ball to Deshaun for him to outscore Sammy, and he'll get it.
Yeah.
Sammy's
Watkins
gonna be-
ain't it.
6 for 60 and a touchdown. 18 points.
Watkins ain't it.
Did you just say that Sammy Watkins will?
Yeah, 6 catches,
60 and a touchdown.
60
In
yards,
what
and 1
fucking
touchdown.
world is Lamar Jackson going to complete 6 passes to anybody other than Mark Andrews?
Rashad Bateman.
No,
Zero.
he actually could do it to the J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins.
That's true. Do backward pitches count as passes?
Laterals outside of the 40.
Nope.
Oh,
Not
I
true.
love it.
All right. Tune in 2 weeks. We're going to break down everything else.
We'll be back. Just not next week.
July
Live
12th.
Enjoy your holidays. Happy birthday, America.
and local.
Oh, and me.
And Brandon.
Yeah, I guess.
And
birthday to
Elon.
that
Happy
fucker,
birthday,
too.
Elon. Love you.
Go jerk
Hey,
off.
buddies. You can suck my
Prevent cancer.
Bye.
Good. You got to turn this bitch off.
Okay, I'll turn it off.
Thank you for
Check out our
listening.
website
After that, or
www.officialbudhole.com.
now?
We're on
No,
all
no, turn it
socials
off
at
now
Official
after this.
Butthole.
After
Please
this,
leave us
turn
a
it off.
rating and
Not
review
now.
on Apple Music,
Do it now.
and we'll see you next
Like
time.
after this
ends.
now. Is that confusing?
You're going to have to turn it off.
Yeah. All right. And we are still going.
I can turn it off.
You can turn it off.
And then after this.
Once Gage turns it on, he can't turn it off.
He can't